and then I'll introduce the speaker.
Sure. Okay, fine.
Good afternoon, students. Good afternoon, students. Thank you for joining the session today. So my name is Anuradha Tota. I represent Blackbuck Engineers Private Limited, and we have established Center of Excellence in the entire CMR group in all the 3 campuses. And our main aim through the Center of Excellence is bringing world-class education to you, world-class speakers to you, and also superior jobs to you. These are the aims, and it's a phenomenon. The Center of Excellence is a phenomenon. So you will be listening to lots of speakers, like the speaker today, Prasanna sir, and we are mainly into emerging technologies. So thank you, ma'am, Himabindu ma'am, for giving us this opportunity. Students, I'll be telling you quite interesting stories. The first one will be Prasanna's, and then I'll be telling you quite interesting stories and the offerings from the Center of Excellence after Prasanna sir speaks. Okay, thank you so much for joining this session. Ma'am, would you want to say a couple of words? So Himabindu ma'am is the placement coordinator for your own college, for all the 3 campuses together, the central coordinator. So I would like Himabindu ma'am to say a couple of words about the Center of Excellence and the tie-up.
Anuradha, I just want to make one small, I want to clear one doubt, query over here. We have 4 colleges. We are not 3 colleges.
Sorry.
In fact, we have 5 colleges.
Okay.
So, with the CMR College of Engineering and Technology, CMR Institute of Technology, CMR Technical Campus, and CMR Engineering College, and we have CMR College of Pharmacy, and we have 3 MBA colleges attached to these 3 colleges.
All right, ma'am. Yeah.
So I take care, and all the students who are the part of this seminar today, they know me. They've heard me several times. I would not like to take this time away from the expert speaker because his inputs are really important. I just wanted to tell all the students on this platform is, in time of COVID, when we are arranging such session, it means that it's a need of the industry today to upskill, to get ready in a way the industry is heading to. And more importantly, we have the industry speakers who speak what's happening around them. And I definitely know that no other person can give you such direct inputs. They are really valuable, and I request all the students to utilize this opportunity properly and ensure that you put your queries or concerns in the chat box. I am sure Anuradha will moderate the entire session, and thank you, Prasanna, for being part of this program at CMR Group of Institutions. Students, we are actually in connection with now Blackbucks, with whom we have actually entered into a Center of Excellence. Blackbuck will act as a catalyst in order to engage all the students in learning emerging technologies. How that will take place, maybe Anuradha will explain to us and after the end of the session. So not taking too much of time. Thank you, Anuradha, for giving this time for me to address the students. And thank you, Prasanna, once again. Over to Team Blackbucks and Prasanna.
Thank you so much, madam. Thanks once again. So students, it's time for us to listen to what Prasanna sir wants to say to us. So it is a privilege for me to introduce Prasanna, and it's an honor to me because it's quite unlikely that he is speaking to you. And because why it is unlikely, I will tell you. It's a story of our generation. It is story of our generation. Why it is unlikely that Prasanna is speaking to you, or why is it unlikely that I am speaking to you? I'll explain in a short while. Okay. So Prasanna is from a very small town called Berhampur, which is on the borders of Andhra Pradesh and Orissa. And then he has studied entire schooling in a Telugu medium school. But that kind of education is a little bit different, more hard work, more discipline. That's how he has studied. And then after his degree, he has failed GRE thrice, because his background is from Telugu medium school, and it was most of the time that his failure was in English. And still, no, after he got through GRE, he applied to Carnegie Mellon, and the university has rejected him. But what has happened is, the beauty of relentless pursuance, how he pursued. After 6 months, Carnegie Mellon itself invited him to do his MS in Carnegie Mellon. Why? Because he was one of the youngest member of E-Seva project, and which Chandrababu Naidu garu has started, and the government has sponsored him, full sponsorship, to study, to do his MS in Carnegie Mellon. So he has also worked in NASA as a research scholar. He came back to India, and he has worked in startups, in a startup which was acquired 5 times and which was finally acquired by IBM. And now he is in IBM. Currently, he is for cloud migration head for India. I'm not sure if I can tell this news, but he's getting into a global role. He's going to head into a global role. So see the travel from village in a Telugu medium school to heading globally in IBM. So that's why I was saying it's very unlikely. It is a story of many people from our generation, and I'm looking forward for people from you, students from you, who will go and make even more beautiful stories. So going ahead, I want Prasanna to take over and give us some motivational quotes from your side. Motivate us to become like you, Prasanna.
Thank you so much, Anuradha, for that introduction. Not sure. So all of us speak and understand Telugu, right? Telugu is very dear to my heart. So Yandaro Mahan Bhavulu Andarki Vandanamlu, right? So many great people out there, who unsung heroes, who deserve a mention and a bow to all of them as well. Now, Prasanna Rambatla, I failed in English terribly. The first time I went to address an audience, 800 audience for a elocution competition, I said I'm reading an 8th standard, and the audience burst into laughter. I did not know the difference between reading and studying. But that failure helped me understand a lot of things, where I need to improve, where I need to work on, to be a constant work in progress. I left college almost 20 years ago, right? So I'm very excited to be with all of you. Every opportunity, when I was talking before going live with Anuradha and Himabindu, both ma'ams, they were thanking me, but in fact, I'm thankful to them, because every opportunity I get to talk to students, right? We are all students for life, but students who are in the corridors of those academic temples, okay? I take that opportunity to talk to them, not because I know something that I can share with all of you, but because of opportunities like this, I will become a little more wiser because of the questions, the interactions that I'll be having with all of you. So don't think I'm an expert. I'm a beginner in a lot of things. 23 years after in the industry, I don't think I'm an expert at anything. I like to experiment, and I keep going and experimenting with a lot of things. One of the things that about my career is I was supposed to become a doctor. 3 months into medicine, I bailed out because I did not like MBBS. I have done my 11th and 12th in CBSE stream, so maths and biology both were there. And then I started, pursuing my dreams in problem solving. For that problem solving, computers and technology became an enabler and tool. So when Anuradha was mentioning about my GRE failure, finally, I never actually cleared the GRE. 3 times I attempted GRE. Every time verbal reading comprehension was a bomb, because even now my comprehension happens in Telugu because of my mode of education. And I'm very proud of it, right? I'm not complaining about it. But when I realized what my weakness was, and in spite of working, in spite of giving all the effort, my reading comprehension level could not go significantly up. So I realized that weakness and started focusing on channelizing the energy on my strengths of programming and being the junior most member of the eSeva project, which was presented to Bill Gates when he visited to inaugurate the cyber towers or the high-tech city towers that is a landmark in Hyderabad now, right? Along with the two other students, I was blessed to be sponsored by the government of India and government of Andhra Pradesh for a sponsored masters. Now, the reason I'm sharing this is a very ordinary story that can happen to any one of you, provided every time you fall flat on your face, you have the courage to stand back up and walk ahead rather than giving it up. Okay. Life will knock us down. And today's session on emerging tech, technologies will keep going away. But if you have your fundamentals right, for example, these glasses that I'm using, these are not power, there's not sight correction glasses, right? Many of us say sight, but it is actually sight correction. But these are Blu-ray glasses. What do these Blu-ray glasses do? Blu-ray glasses essentially are filtering out all the blue waves coming out of the screens, which are very harmful to the eye and the brain. Okay, this technology did not exist 3 years ago. This is an example of emerging tech. Now, we are a country, as in the culture, that believes in these things. On my right, I have something that's gifted to me by my mother because of some divine protection, which I firmly believe in. On my left, I have an Apple Watch, because I firmly believe in God we trust, but for everything else, we need data. Okay, and that's where this digital assistant is helping me, how many steps I'm taking, how much sleep I'm getting, quantifying everything about what I do, because I like to put a measure, because fundamentally what cannot be measured cannot be changed, whether it is your height, weight, grades, CGPA, everything. Some graphs you want to go up, some ones you want to maintain parallel to x-axis, some graphs you basically want to reduce, example increasing weight, right? And grade point, you want to have it going up, if not just parallel to x-axis. You definitely don't want it to dip, right? So you have to strike the iron when it is hot. Now, taking the presentation, let me start sharing about the emerging tech that we'll be talking about. And let me know. At IBM, when Anuradha was mentioning that, I came back from US, leaving my research scholarly stint at NASA in 2005. And I joined a startup with 11 members, one of the earliest startups in what we call the cloud technology now. Back then, it used to be called application service provider, then software as a service, then everything as a service. Now we are calling it cloud, right? The technologies will come. For example, screwdriver used to be there. Then screwdriver got upgraded with a drill machine, right? And automated screwdrivers were mechanized, right? But the fundamental function of a screwdriver or fixing a screw still remains the same. I want to tell you a quick story. A huge ship got, anchored by the port of New York. This is a real story, by the way, right? And the ship won't start. After the ship was unloaded, the ship won't start. The cargo was loaded and the ship time to leave the port has come, but the ship did not start. A lot of engineers came in, marine engineers, they tried attempting to start the ship, it won't start. Then somebody said there is an expert marine engineer very much in the Long Island, north of New York, and we can consult him. Is almost in mid 80s, already 83-year-old by that time. So he was consulted. So that old marine engineer, an expert in his domain, visited that ship that won't start. He looked at it for about 20 minutes. Then he said, "Give me a hammer." And everyone was surprised. When they got him a hammer, he went into the engine room and he started banging on a screw. After 2 minutes, he said, "Now, can you please start the ship?" When they attempted starting the engine, the ship started. So they were surprised, you know, wow. And they were happy because the problem was solved. Then the bill came. The bill said 10,000 US dollars. Then the shipping company was shocked and said, "What? How can you charge $10,000 for just banging one screw with a hammer?" He said he gave a split of the bill, banging the screw with the hammer, $2 US, knowing which screw to hit with the hammer was 9,998 US dollars. Okay, this is a real life consulting story. Now, a lot of us will go around not knowing which screws need to be tightened, whether it is with us or our career, right? Technology will constantly keep evolving, but you need to understand that you need to get your fundamental problem solving abilities right. Okay, once you get your fundamental problem solving abilities right, whichever technology comes, you will be a problem solver at core, using the technology that is coming in as an enabler. You have to remember two things for life. We have the technology of business, we have the business of technology. The technology of business, if you have a stock exchange, you have a bank, State Bank of India, ICICI, right? These businesses, whether it is a bank, if it's a bank, it runs on core banking. When you're depositing, when you're withdrawing, it is essentially money going in and going out. And this needs to be supported by tracking, using digitizing the technology, right? I mean, especially during the lockdown times, many of you are seeing how digitization through Paytm, and give me 1 second, someone is trying to enter. Okay, so we are seeing how digitizing the currency is helping us, not move outside of our home, whether it is the Paytm, phone pays, Google pays. You're seeing, how it is helping everyone. This is the technology of business, where you are enabling the core businesses of the world through technology. Now, there is business of technology. Companies like IBM, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, which essentially are in the core business of technology, where the likes of us are coming up with the latest and greatest to the changing landscapes, which are changing quite fast, right? What do I mean? For example, many of you definitely, all of you are millennials, right? Born in 2000 and little after. So you have never seen the world with one channel. When I was a kid, the whole family would sit together and watch only Doordarshan, because there were no channels, right? And the TVs used to come with 8 channel buttons, and we would not have more than one channel. The 7 would be redundant, right? Now you have more channels than buttons in your remote. And two, we are all in an attention economy now. What do I mean? When the Netflix CEO was asked, "Who's your biggest competitor?" You know what Reed Hastings said? "Human sleep is my biggest competitor. Every hour a human is sleeping, he or she is not watching my Netflix. Therefore, I'm losing that 1 hour's worth of ratings, okay, which are pushing my product's rateability, and price capability, pricing of the product up." And that is the world where we live in. We are in an attention economy. If you go to your Google email these days, Google says, "Hey, you haven't opened this mail for the last 20, 30 days, that you have subscribed to. Should I unsubscribe?" If you book a ticket in IRCTC or an airline, Google says it identifies, it reads the emails and makes a reference in your calendar, if it's your travel, upcoming travel, or anything to do with the time bound schedule. Now, how are these things possible? We talk about machine learning, we talk about automation, we talk about robotics, but do understand majority of the world loses themselves in hype and hoopla. You always need to get to the fundamentals. Hype and hoopla will always be there, especially given the tech world that we are in. Every 2 years you will see a new word coming in, but fundamentally it can't change. What do I mean? We all have been, your grandparents have, you know your great grandparents, from the existence, or from the day one, mankind has lived on water. Whether today I drink mineral water, RO water, aquaguard water, I used to drink back in school bore water, right? Directly from the hand pump bore. So water did not necessarily change, but the container and the processing of water did change. Okay. And that is because of the changing times, because of the increasing pollution into the ground sources where water is getting polluted in the bore wells. So it is important for us to keep our technology up to date to ensure the mankind exists. Similarly, at IBM, we believe, IBM's research for 22 years has been rated as the world's #1 company from a research standpoint that gets the maximum number of ideas patented, ideas implementations. Because at IBM, we believe the world is our lab. I'm sure many of you are reading about smart cities, Internet of Things. Now, or probably in the last 2 years, IBM started smart cities in the year 2000, right? Many of the things that you have been using, not knowing, for example, every time you go to a shop, you stand at the billing counter, the barcodes that are being scanned are in an invention of IBM. In the 1950s, IBM invented barcode. IBM researchers in IBM labs have invented the barcode, which still today we are using. QR code has come. Many more codes will come, but barcode will not be replaced, at least for the next 25 years, right? Now, we talk about the barcode, we talk about ATMs, where you go to an ATM and withdraw money. ATMs were invented in the IBM labs. Virtualization, okay, the whole cloud concept that is building on today through VMware, a company that got started in 1999. But do you know, virtualization patent was given to IBM in the year 1954 for mainframes. So virtualization as a concept was brought to the forefront by IBM. IBM has open sourced a lot of technologies, including Linux, because of which Red Hat emerged, which got acquired by IBM. IBM continues to open source a lot of things because we at IBM believe there's a lot of brilliance out there in the world that can contribute. One of the recent advancements of IBM research is the quantum computer. The world is talking about quantum computer. Quantum computer will never replace the smartphones, the desktops, the laptops that we are using. Fundamentally, a quantum computer works on a different set of problems, not the binary problems that we think and talk about, zeros and ones. The current computers work with zeros and ones. In quantum computer, you need to understand the one fundamental difference is there is a yes, there is a no. That is how the existing computers work. But a quantum computer works in yes, no, maybe. There is always a maybe, a probability coming in. For example, what do I mean? You often read in newspapers when the same vaccination was given to 2,000 infants, 3,000 infants, or probably 1 lakh infants. 200 of them developed an allergy and 20 of them died because of the vaccination. The vaccination that was supposed to protect the life is taking out the life. Why? Okay, now these are some of the problems that the existing computers cannot solve. Okay, even the vaccination for COVID is being developed using IBM's quantum computer, which is called System 1. IBM was the first one to develop this quantum computer, which will solve the problems of the cosmos, world, cities, right? It is not going to replace our existing computers in our living rooms, bedrooms, and houses. Okay. Now, quantum computing depends on qubits. Okay, you will understand more about quantum computing as you start digging in, but it's very important for you to know there is an emerging domain called quantum computers. Okay, and these quantum computers are here to stay. They will change the landscape of everything that we are thinking about now and that is yet to come in, whether it is controlling the water for the town. Okay, where should I reroute the water? Whether it is dynamically planning the power distribution from a power grid. Did I grew up in a small village, as Anuradha was mentioning, where we used to have 8 hours of power cut every day. I used to wonder why my cousins living in big cities like Bombay, now Mumbai, then Madras, now Chennai, would never have power cuts. Now, when I started living in Hyderabad, I understood the business of power. Okay, the place where I live in, I don't have power cut in Hyderabad, but I pay almost 2 times more per unit given the high tension wire that is given dedicatedly to my community. Okay, now this is load balancing. You know, computing or computers or emerging tech is often giving a technical flow to common sense. If you look at problems that we solve in a day-to-day business, the maximum revenue generating ideas like Google, which solves a search problem for all of us, you don't pay a single paisa to Google. Then how is Google one of the top richest companies in the world, right? That's because on how they made themselves a self-sufficient engine. Now, coming back to the power problem, when the same amount of power is being generated, the electricity department, which is for-profit department, needs to understand where they can dynamically redistribute or rechannel the power. Therefore, from the 100 units that they can produce, they can generate the maximum revenue. Okay, rather than giving it to a village or a town, they are choosing it to redistribute it to a city, probably to an industry, to a IT company, to a bank where they are generating more money. Now, is it ethical? Not up to me, right? Equal distribution, equal access to power, everything is listed in there, but our government needs to generate revenue in order to ensure schools are established in villages, towns. Water supply is given, sanitation is done, vaccination is given, polio free vaccination. So how will they generate money for all of this? You and I are not donating money other than paying tax, if at all we are earning an income. So this is how the government needs to generate money. So they need to operate as a business as well. Those dynamic decisions can easily be made by the likes of quantum computer. Okay, quantum computer will solve problems of a different magnitude. How well a cancer medicine that costs 1 lakh rupees per injection will work on a 30-year-old man with a certain blood allergy versus a 30-year-old woman, who is pregnant and has a certain allergy. She has a blood group of A positive and the baby in her tummy is A negative. Now, how will this vaccination work on the to be mother, while how does it impact that yet to be born baby? These are the problems that nobody is able to solve. And those are the problems that will be attempted to solve using quantum computer, because quantum computer can increase the pace at which you can calculate some of these calculations, bringing in a third dimension of maybe and probability, which was not existing earlier. So that is quantum computers. On the left, you see System 1, IBM's quantum computer, which each of you can access by going to ibm.com and search for quantum computer of IBM. And you can run your programs there on quantum computer to get your output. IBM has made it public access, so students like all of us, students for life, can access this and get a feeler of what it means. Because I cannot definitely afford a quantum computer. Maybe one of you, some of you will afford in some point in time, and I wish so, right? Therefore, but how do I get a feeler of it? By having access to it through this IBM open sourcing of quantum computers time slice. That is on quantum computer. Now, what you see here is the smallest computer in the world called Crypto Anchor. I'm sure all of you heard about blockchain. Blockchain essentially existed for a very, very, very long time. What do I mean? If you ask your parents, whenever they bought a property, how did they go register? They use something called linked documents. A linked document says who owned this property 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years ago, and how did it transition, right? Those linked documents were our blockchain that the mankind used. One of the examples of blockchain in real life, which was used in registration departments across India and the world. So they had to know, who the serial owners were. Now, taking that concept, of link documents to the world, the blockchain came in. For example, if I have a 100 rupee note in my hand, for example, whatever paper currency, I will not know who used to have that note before, right? And during COVID times, things like that will be very important, because if somebody picks up a note and he or she gets COVID, it is important for us to know who all touched that note before. Now you don't have the traceability because that was never designed in the system. Now, currency is one example. If you were to talk about high priced valued possessions like paints, vintage cars, used phones, used computers, you will not know who owned it. And if a crime was committed using one of the devices, if you are using that phone today, because that IMEI number is saying you are using it, you will be found guilty, because there's no record of who owned the phone before when the crime was committed. Okay, you might say I didn't own, but that's not a solution. At the moment you are owning, so you'll have guilt by association, right? To solve these kind of problems, the world has come up with blockchain, which essentially is tracking every transaction. Okay, now Prasanna is owning this phone. Probably 2 months after, he sells this phone to buy a new phone. Who is the new owner? And therefore the whole thing will be tracked. Okay, now, to track it, these kind of devices is easy. But what if, I am producing COVID medicine? You might have read in the recent newspaper that there were 8 people caught in Hyderabad who were trying to sell antiviral injections in black market. Given the fear of people on COVID, they are trying to cash it on. How bad is that? Right? You are trying to make somebody's weakness into turning into cash, right? Morally wrong. Now, how do you deal with such situations? And when the raid was conducted, 60% of their antiviral injections were counterfeit. They were getting these fake medicines and trying to sell them in the world. Cosmetics, medicines, vaccinations, and many products that we use have the product problem of counterfeits, which is duplicates, right? And $600 billion. I'll share some videos through Anuradha and team. You can watch those YouTube videos to understand this in action. $600 billion, right? $1 billion is close to 7,200 crores, assuming $1 is 72 rupees. Okay, now think about it. At $600 billion, how much these duplicate products are eating into the actual product maker? Now think of it. You make a product and people are buying duplicate products thinking it is the original product, therefore your brand value is going down. Okay, so this problem was brought to IBM, and IBM came up with the smallest computer in the world called Crypto Anchor. This picture that you're seeing is of the size of a salt grain based computer. Okay, this chip can basically talk just like an RFID tag. This Crypto Anchor, it is called Crypto Anchor, can basically relay information in the supply chain. Okay, if I'm having this phone which has about 300 parts made by different vendors, how do I know one of those parts is duplicate? So by embedding this Crypto Anchor when the phone is made, and if you look at Apple phones, it says designed at California but made in China, right? How do I know all the parts that were procured from different parts of the world are genuine? So Apple will now know, because they are using crypto anchors of IBM on their products, that they are mandating all their vendors, subcontractors to embed in. If one of the parts is a counterfeit one, it will not have the signature matched with what Apple has given to them. And the vendor will not know the signature, because only Apple can decrypt and read. Now, these are the crypto anchors that IBM is embedding in a lot of medicines. Even the wine and scotch whiskey that people drink, there are edible versions of these crypto anchors that can pass through the human body without causing any damage. There are cancer observing medicines, okay, that are being made using these crypto anchors. So people who are on the high risk of getting a cancer because of their smoking habits or exposure to radiation, they will pop a pill, they'll just swallow a pill with embedded sensors and crypto anchors that will stay inside their body for 24 to 48 hours and will relay the acidity inside and how the internal digestive system is behaving, which will tell, a lot of vital parameters that cannot be watched without operating on a person. Okay, now crypto anchors are being used in a lot of automated blockchains, where when a product that is being manufactured either in China or India being exported, through every part of its relay, it is relaying information to cloud. Therefore, it can be read and ensured if at some point in time a counterfeit, now a product is going from Hyderabad to Delhi via the road, road route, right, on the highways. Now, while it is going to Delhi, let us say at Mathura, Krishna Brindavan, one of the packets was replaced with a counterfeit. Immediately, wherever it is relaying next, that relay will be missing. The last 15-minute relay will be there, and from there on, the footprint, digital footprint is gone. Okay. Therefore, you can track that this was the last point where, the genuine product went missing. Therefore, I know where the pilferage happens. And this is a very, very big invention that is being used already in commercial implementation called full supply. This is called crypto anchors. Now, going to the next big thing you will keep hearing called digital twin. What is a digital twin? Those of you who watched movie Sully, where which is one of the first flight which landed in River Hudson in New York, where people were watching, and all the souls on board, all the people on board on the flight made it alive. Now, in the movie Sully, when that scene was being replayed, they will be working on the simulator tests and they'll be playing. Now, those faults of a flight will be very expensive. You can make a flight back, but you can't bring people who are dead, from their graves back to life. Now, you will hear a concept called digital twin for all these heavy risk equipment, heavy risk gear, whether it is industrial gear, atomic reactors, flights, ships, even space commercial travel is becoming a reality. How do I know it is safe for a person who has asthma to go to such high altitude in rockets very soon to space tourism? You can't really send a person and test like we used to do in the 1950s, 60s, where we sent cats, we sent, chimps to the space to watch them die there, just to ensure the human life doesn't go. But life is a life, right? It might not be a human life, but why do you want to waste that life? When you cannot bring a life back from dead, you have no right to, sacrifice a life. Very simple, right? Now, to take that concept, to ensure the risk is mitigated, digital twin is a concept where you can put all these scenarios that I'm talking about, where you have a physical equivalent. In this case, Airbus uses IBM's concept of digital twin to tweak their engines, their new models, with a digital simulation using quantum computers and the big data. Now, what happens with this is you don't really have to put a real flight in a scenario where a flight is being hit by a lightning, multiple times in 2 minutes. What will happen to a flight, right? If a flight suddenly goes and one of the engine fails and oxygen supply is reduced to half, what will happen? Now, these scenarios are being simulated using the digital twin. You will hear a word called digital twin, which is virtual reality, augmented reality, along with deep and machine learning being brought to a simulatory world. So you don't end up losing the physical equivalents. Okay. And therefore, you can make more risk prone equipment whose, you know, zero of error or margin of error is very close to zero, if not perfect zero. This is called digital twin. Okay, you will keep hearing these words quite often. The most important thing that we are all swarmed with is called edge computing. What is edge computing? Okay, location based intelligence. Example, when I remember my first computer that my father bought for me in 1997 costed almost a lakh. Okay, the hard disk size was 4.3 GB and the RAM was 128 MB. Okay. Now, probably my Android phone has more RAM than my first hard disk. In these scenarios where hardware is becoming very inexpensive, okay, the computing on the edge computing means being on the edge, on the periphery. Okay. When you are driving your car through Your car is going through the roads, the streets. Why can't it sense the air pollution level in different parts of the city and relay it to the government, pollution department? Okay. Why can't your car sense the variation in temperature from one location to another? It is already sensing. When you send, switch on the AC, it says external temperature is this. Why is it not relaying it so it can be put to larger use, right? Why can't I predict more, much better what time it's going to rain? Therefore, I can increase the groundwater level. Similarly, why can't I predict when a car is likely to break down? Therefore, I can go and give it for preventive maintenance rather than reactive maintenance. Therefore, reducing the inconvenience being caused to the car owner and the garage, that is repairing, doing repairs. So edge computing, think of it as putting sensors in everything that you are using. If your car is being stolen, you don't have to go to a police. The police has to call. You parked your car outside and you're working. Somebody stole your car, and in 15 minutes, police gets your car back. You forgot to look at your phone because you're in a meeting, and you get a notification your car was attempted to it was attempted to steal. Somebody attempted to steal it at so and so time. We recovered it 2 kilometers from the place of crime, and we recovered it back. We are punishing the offender. Your car has been put back. Now all of these are running with computers. All we need to do is connect them to a network, right? Kids, when kids go to school, as a parent, when you're a parent, you will start understanding your whole world starts going around your kids. You're worried about their whereabouts. When are they getting into the bus? When are they getting off of the bus? Why can't we put simple sensors which will cost less than 50 rupees and track them, right? Assets, pets, right? And the world that we are in today is a consumption economy. For example, we are consuming. When I was in college, we would download movies to watch, but I don't remember when I downloaded the last. Unless you are in a low bandwidth location where you might still continue to download Netflix's, Amazon Prime's, Hotstars, right? Z5's over the top content is becoming a reality. People are no longer buying cars. We are using Ola's, Uber's, Zip, Zoom cars. Okay, people are using everything as a service. Now you look at it, this is nothing new. Whenever we have been using current, you don't own a grid, you don't own the electricity department, you don't build a bridge, build a dam to generate, electricity. You use electricity and pay per use. You use water doesn't mean you own a river. You use water that the municipality supplies to you doesn't mean you own the reservoir and you pay water tax or water bill. These models have been there forever. Okay, people have been in IT and technology. We are borrowing these innovations from different domains and trying to bring them to our existence. So essentially we can ensure whatever has been proven in other domains can be brought front to IT to enable a seamless experience. Now, my dear friends, all of you need to understand that these technologies will start to evolve. Now we are talking about geo glasses, which is a build upon on top of Google glasses. All of this will come, but what will never be replaced is this human mind. Okay, human brain and human body can never be replaced by any machine, no matter how advanced we are. At IBM we say, Watson, the greatest or the most superior artificial engine that is out there, which is replacing doctors in some hospitals because of the expertise. Those of you who watched Robo movie of Rajnikant, where the robo scans the telephone directory and says, okay, give me the next. That is a reality with Watson. It can read 5 million web pages in a minute. Okay, and it can understand all of it. No human will be able to do it. But a Watson, what it cannot make a decision is whether should I give this medicine to this person or not. That final command will always come from a doctor. I did mention Watson is replacing those doctors who are not competent enough. So you need to bring in that expertise in your domain where this artificial intelligence, this virtual intelligence, this augmented reality that is becoming a reality can always be added to the human expertise. There is a doctor in AIMS called Dr. Sharat Chandra, an epilepsy expert who operated on a live patient. The video is there on YouTube. You can see when the patient is singing a song, not realizing his brain is being operated on. A tumor is being removed on part of the brain. Now, those are the experts who are feeding Watson, saying what they have done. So that one doctor of AIMS is not available to lakhs of hospitals across India, but patients are there suffering with the same or more complicated problems. Now, how do you replicate that Sharat Chandra's brain and give it to all? Watson medicine, Watson oncology expert is a solution where we are trying to tap into the expertise that is sitting across the world and bring that expertise to all these doctors who are not experts in those domains but can piggyback on the expertise sitting in an AIMS, John Hopkins, or the temples of learning for that respective domains. Albert Einstein is gone long ago, but his brain replica is still working in Carnegie Mellon, which is the university that started talking about artificial intelligence in 1950, taking inspiration from Alan Turing. And we should be proud that Professor Raj Reddy, one of the IT advisors to Bill Clinton and my PhD guru at Carnegie Mellon, my professor and my guru still, okay, heads. You should all be proud to be an Indian, because today IBM is being headed by Arvind Krishna, an Indian. Satya Nadella is heading Microsoft, an Indian. Sundar Pichai, a Google CEO, is an Indian. So, my dear friends, do target for the moon. If you miss the moon, you will land amongst the stars. Don't don't keep your goals so small where you are able to cross them easily, right? Keep your goals so high that you have to look at them by looking into the sky and always aim for the moon. When you miss the moon, don't be disappointed. There are a lot of stars to be explored. On that note, whatever I discussed, this is the emerging technology prioritization, where blockchain, 5G, machine learning, deep learning, biometrics is becoming a huge priority. While drones, drone Pratap that we are reading a lot of news about, when you are credible, when you do something big, others should talk about you. You should not talk about yourself trying to post it in social networks. Your brilliance should be like Abdul Kalam's. He's, the man is 6 feet under the ground now. Okay. But even we are talking, he passed away giving a lecture to students because he cherished being a teacher and he always spent time with the students. And that Abdul Kalam, who said, dream is something not that you will get when you sleep. Dream is something that is worth losing you sleep for. On that note, I want to thank Anuradha, Himabindu, the whole team of Blackbuck and CMR for giving me this opportunity to share the little I know. Do make something useful with your life and do reach out and let me know if I can be of any help. I'll be, glad to be a cog in the wheel. Thank you so much. And namaste. Back to you, Anuradha.
Thank you so much, Prasanna. If you have a couple of minutes, actually, all the students who are listening to you today are moving from second year to third year. They're moving from the second year, third year. And
Right.
I think this is a crucial time for them to start preparing for their careers. So I have certain questions to you from your own experience, and you have seen so many freshers coming into your vertical and so many freshers becoming experienced people. So you must be knowing quite some information onto this. So the one question is, how much time should a student allocate for industry learning, tech awareness, or what's happening in emerging technology space along with academics to balance both academics and overall awareness?
Right. Great question. First of all, never study for marks alone. If you study for marks alone, you'll get great grades. But you will not be relevant to the industry. Grades are important, but your relevance to industry is also important. When you learn the subject from a conceptual standpoint, marks will be a byproduct. Okay, you will end up getting marks. You need to ensure that industry interaction is a backbone that many of us don't realize. And in Indian education, that is one thing that has been missing for a long time. All of you have a backbone that connects your skull, your spine and the nervous system, but you don't know your backbone exists because you can't look at it, right? Similarly, the industry academy interaction is the backbone of the future of India. You should ideally spend at least half an hour every day in understanding and reading these big websites, companies, corporates. What is IBM doing in blockchain? What is Google doing in blockchain? What is happening in this domain? By reading newspapers, technical journals, you will understand. And if you don't have access to them, you should have access to sessions like this, where if Muhammad does not have time to go to mountain is being brought to Muhammad, right? So back to you, Anuradha. Hopefully I answered that question.
Thank you so much. Another question is, what is the importance of internships and industry projects? How do they add value to a student's resume?
Right. Industry experience and internship go hand in hand. It is like you can watch a lot of videos on how to swim on YouTube, but will you learn to swim? Chances are, I know one person, okay, who learned that way, okay, and who could do that. Is a minority, okay, that is a minority. But we need to focus about the critical mass, right? And there, the only way I learned swimming is by drowning. Okay, when I drowned a couple of times, I realized, oh my god, this is going to kill me, so I need to learn swimming. So I reached out to my mom, and she was kind enough to put me to swimming classes. Now you need to reach out to your mentors, your coaches in career, on how you can get internship offers. Internship offer is never about money. A lot of students that I work with, they reach out and say, so what is that I will get after a month? Before you ask yourself what is that money you get, ask yourself what is the other person losing by making you an intern. It's a huge risk they're taking, because you cannot bake the cake completely, right? When you want to eat the cake, you want it to taste it perfectly, but when you want to bake the cake, how do you expect the others don't expect the same from you? So you need to ensure that you take the best time every day to get hands on, whether it is coding, learning about a technology, learning about a concept and implementation. And the only way to do it is get hands on. Now, one of the skill I picked up during this lockdown is washing vessels very well. Okay. I never, I used to think it's very easy. Now I have a different respect for my maid. Okay. It's not easy. Until I do it myself, I don't know. Right. So internship is not a glorified thing that you post a picture on your Facebook saying, okay, I'm interning here. Internship is a process where you find out your weaknesses, your call, okay, and therefore go after it. A lot of times, a lot of us know what we don't want, but very few of us will know what we want. So when you are doing internship, you need to understand what is closer to your heart and mind and go after it, because everyone wants to get into artificial intelligence because a lot of institutes in Amirpet are talking about it. Okay, that's not the way to go for it. Okay, then you will end up only in Amirpet, never in high tech city. Okay, so if you want to find something, there is always a room for the top talent. Now find out what is that you are passionate about and go after it like there is no tomorrow. And the only way to learn all of these things is getting hands on. My son is 12 years old. He programs in Python. I did not teach, his school teachers. Now these are the kids that you will be competing with. Okay, don't think your competition is only in your colleges or your classes in your university. No, the next person that you're going to compete with probably never finished high school also, right? And they are the ones with whom you'll be going head on. So ensure you make the best use of your time. When you're in college, you will have a lot of time. I regret that I did not make the best use of my time when I was at IIIT Hyderabad, when I was going through my bachelor's. I still remember some nights where I wouldn't call waste, but I did not put it to the best use. Okay. So get hands-on, contribute to open source projects. There are always opportunities online. This opportunity that Blackbucks is bringing you is a blessing in disguise. So reach out, keep calling Anuradha and team, say, give me an opportunity. Be desperate about it. Okay. Your desperation is a testimonial on how far you will go. Always remember, it's never the pickup, it is the mileage that counts. Okay, Yamaha RX100 always said 0 to 100 in 6 seconds. But what happens on the 7th second? You should survive, right? If you die at the end of 6 seconds, what is the point? So always focus on the mileage, not the pickup. Yeah, back to you, Anuradha.
Okay, one last question, Prasanna. So how do we identify our dream job? Or how do we aim for something? What is the definition of a dream job?
For me, I keep conducting this new to blue. When freshers come to IBM, we call them EPH, right? The green horns. A lot of them want to do what their neighbors are doing. Okay, then you are living your neighbor's dreams, not your dreams. Okay, the way to find your dream job, the way I found my passion when I walked away from my medicine MBBS in 3rd month, I realized my heart was not there. Okay, and it was a tough call to make. I'm not saying you should discontinue your engineering. That's not what I'm saying. The only way you will know what your dream job is when you work for 12, 16, 18, 24 hours and you feel, God damn it, when am I going to wake up and work? Right? You don't feel, oh my God, I worked 18 hours, I need to sleep for 10 hours now. Right? You should be jumping out of your bed to do something, whether it is data analytics, whether it is solving the next problem, consulting, programming. And that, my dear friends, is your dream job. Okay, always focus on a career. Job is very transactional, that will become one step of the ladder. Career is the whole ladder that you have to climb up. Okay, having empathy whenever you're climbing up, always remember there are people below you who are not as blessed as you are. So count your blessings, whether it is a good institute like CMR, your parents, whatever they're giving by doing all the sacrifices. Whenever you think I'm God's gift to mankind, I have achieved a lot, look at the people who are above you and say, wow, they have achieved so many and I need to seek inspiration from them. So you stay grounded. Okay, because I see the biggest problem with many of the millennial kids is they don't have something called adversity quotient. You haven't failed enough. You need to fail enough. The only way to fail enough is to attempt enough. The only way to attempt enough is to be desperate enough. The only way to be desperate enough is to reach out to people, LinkedIn, Blackbucks, others, and ask for, contribute to. That is the only way you'll find out what your dream is. As I mentioned, Abdul Kalam, it's not what you get when you sleep, it's what you get when you become sleepless. Back to you, Anuradha.
Thank you so much, Prasanna. And students, what is the Center of Excellence? Who are these speakers? What are they trying to tell you? How you will get internships, mainly because this is a crucial year, as we have discussed, and you will have to do quite a few internships to impress or to show that you know something, right? So that is what we are going to discuss another 10 minutes. So stay back. Thank you so much, Prasanna. We'll be continuing few more minutes to understand about Center of Excellence and how these students can gain internships through Center of Excellence. Thank you so much
Thank
once
you so much. Take care and all the very best, everyone. Namaste. Bye now.
Okay, students, I'm watching your comments on YouTube also, but I'm on Zoom, but I'm watching your comments on YouTube also. Can you please let me know what is needed? Say, for example, you are the HR. You are the HR and you are interviewing someone. What do you look for the person who are you're interviewing to hire? What are the qualities that you need from this person to hire? You are the HR. Remember that, and tell me what is that you are looking for. Let's make this interactive. Till now we have listened to a fantastic speaker, but now let us listen and see what is that you need. If you are interviewing, what is that you need? You need multiple skills. Somebody has typed. Raghuram Akhilesh. skills. Okay. So I'll give you an example now. Say, for example, you have two candidates. Two candidates, one candidate is having 85% or 90% in till now in bachelor's in BTech, and he's very academics, bright in academics, and he's got so many marks. But there is another person who has 75% marks, but he has done 3 or 4 internships, done 3 or 4 projects. He's explaining to you his project about how he has created a robo sniffer which will sniff gas and alert all the factory employees that there is gas leakage. If he has done such things, like 3 or 4 such projects he has done, who will you choose? Number one person who has 85%, or number two person who has 75% plus internships and projects? Who will you choose? Problem solving capacity, proper mind, facing the situation should be good, technical skills, yeah, communication, opportunity, discipline, really very good. You are just going from second to third years, but you are talking like real HRs. Body language, okay, second person, adapting to situations, absolutely, how the person is useful to my company, okay, exactly. Second one, 75%, second one, yes. So I'll also choose the second one, and that's the reason I'm here to explain to you how important it is. Even Prasanna sir has just explained, don't just concentrate on academics. It doesn't give, even my classmate who was topper was the last to get the job. Okay, you have to concentrate on what's happening across, and you should have awareness of what's happening across, like how Prasanna sir has explained what is happening in IBM. And you'll have to gain your communication and behavioral skills, and you'll have to actually do some internships and really do some projects. Otherwise people will know, the HR will exactly know whether you have done your project or not. Okay, so we will, what is the center of excellence actually? Let us discuss what is this experienced person. Yes, both. Okay, we can hire both of them. That is my aim also. My aim is to be able to provide opportunity for everyone. Okay, so we'll have to hire both of them, true. But mostly what happens in the industry is the second person gets hired, because if I'm interviewing also, I need a person who will come and contribute directly. I don't need to train that person. This person can come and contribute directly. Why not? If you start your projects now and create a portfolio, I did this in July, this in August, this in October, this in February, like this you have created portfolio of projects. When you sit in front of the HR, it means that you have 2 years of experience. If you go with 2 years of experience but he's paying you as a fresher, who will say no to you? Okay, no one will. So that's the main aim of center of excellence. The center of excellence aligns with industry. Like we are between your college and industry. We are that phenomenon, or we are the platform who are between this industry and academia. And what we are doing, our aim is to bring world class education to all of you, number one, and also provide a platform so that every one of you can get a job. That's the main aim of center of excellence, which we are establishing in 3 of these colleges, in CMR IT, CMR TC, and CMR set. In 3 of these colleges we are establishing the center of excellence. Actually we have already established, that's what Hima Bindu madam has mentioned. And then you can start off right now. So what you'll get as part of center of excellence, and why we are doing this is such a good platform. And I'm sure this is, anybody who goes through this are fortunate to get everything in one platform. Okay, so why we are doing this, why we are making you fortunate to go through this, is like, it's the story like what Prasanna sir has mentioned. So most of the people from our generation has this kind of story, coming from humble background, going through so many hardships, and then going to the heights. Even if you take Satya Nadella or Sundar Pichai or Prasanna or even me, actually I have, when I was your age and I was doing my degree, I had a baby too, because girls used to get married very early at that time. So I had a baby. Then I completed my bachelor's. Then I completed my master's. Then I've joined Satyam, I've joined Wipro, I've joined Microsoft. I went to UK, I went to US. I was really heading a very big account. One of the biggest account in Wipro was headed by me in UK. Okay, and then I came back. It was never ending story for me. I came back. I did my MBA from one of the topmost colleges in the world. It stands 11th in the world. So I did my MBA from there. So all these learnings I wanted to give to people, give to a lot of students. My happiness comes from when the students get superior jobs, when they get successes, when I get happiness. That's why we have started something called the Center of Excellence. It's not my story. As I said, all people from my generation come from very humble backgrounds, not like you. They come from very humble backgrounds. You are all rich kids. We come from very humble backgrounds, and then we have reached heights. That's what I wanted to. I'm a collector of stories, like how I collected Prasanna's story. I want to collect stories from you guys. Okay. And what is most beautiful thing about people, all of us, is we all are connected by kindness. We want to give to others, we want to help others, we want to see other girls. And so if there is a girl and who is not able to get a job, then that matters to me. If there is a parent who is not able to pay the students very superior fees like 50,000 for artificial intelligence course, he is not able to pay, he has to choose between whether I have to pay for medicine or whether I have to pay a child. It matters to me. So all these things put together, we have come up with a beautiful solution which is called Center of Excellence. So yesterday some students have come, today they have repeated. It is little bit repetitive, but I will make it as interesting as possible. Kindly bear with me. I'm seeing a lot of students have come back since yesterday. So to make it more interesting, today I'll again actually play new videos from your classmates. Okay, hopefully my screen is shown to you. So
hello
this is
everyone, I'm Pratyusha and I'm from CMR Technical Campus. I'm currently Hello everyone, I'm Pratyusha and I'm from CMR Technical Campus. I'm currently pursuing my computer science engineering. After joining in Blackbuck as a student ambassador, I've learned many new things. I've coordinated through mock interviews and I've also been a part of FDP promotion too. So far, it has been an amazing experience and I'm looking forward to more such opportunities. Thank you.
And this is Abhinav.
Hello, I'm Abhinav Joel and I am pursuing my BTech Computer Science in CMR Technical Campus. Well, Blackbuck has been an amazing means to explore new stuff and enhance my skill sets. Well, it has been providing wonderful opportunities to students to learn and explore themselves, and it has actually helped me to learn, grow, and understand so many things. Well, it actually helped me understand how does a company actually work. So, which is one of a very great thing. I'm hoping to have more opportunities to learn more and grow more.
Okay, so that was from couple of students from your own college, so that I thought you will understand what it is and probably you will know what kind of quality. I'm sure these two students are going to make real very good success stories. I know how well they are learning and how well they are performing. So these two students, I'm 100% sure they are going to make success stories, and I want to see more success stories from your colleges. So how do we do that? This is about the Center of Excellence. Center of Excellence, as I said, is having few goals. The first one, our vision is to bring world-class education related to latest technologies to you. So whatever we teach will be world-class. There is no question about it. You can, my number is very widely available. Any moment you don't think this is world-class, you can ask me. So this is world-class education that you will get, number one. And number two, education should not, that's not the stop. We are all from middle class backgrounds. The final outcome is getting into a job. Okay. So second thing is provide you a platform to get into a very high paying job. These are the two main aims that we want to do. These are the two things. One is world class education. Second thing is every student of Center of Excellence should get into a superior job. How do we do that? So that's where we'll go. Okay, what you see on the screen, hopefully you're all able to see the screen. So what you see on the screen is the offerings. So the outcome, as I said, the final outcome is everybody should get into a superior job. And how do you do that? I'll tell you in short while. But what you see on the left-hand screen is what you get through it. So 2 hackathons and student fest, I'll explain to you this later. But the first one you're seeing, right? The 5 connected workshops. What are these connected workshops? You are from second year moving on to the third year. So can somebody here, can you type what you have learned as part of your workshops in your second year? So while I continue, I'll watch what you are typing there. So what happens in the workshops is people come, they will teach, and one day is a workshop duration usually, or 2 days workshop. So they will teach and leave, and over a period of time, 1 week you will remember, 1 month you will remember, then you'll forget. At the end of the year, probably if you are sitting in a interview, or if you're somebody is asking, can you make something what you have learned in the workshop, you will not be able to do. You will forget everything. Okay. And there are varied workshops, here a workshop, there a workshop, this technology a workshop, that technology a workshop. No, this is a connected experiential workshop. That means there will be 5 workshops in the year, they're all connected. That means you say you choose artificial intelligence stream, you can also choose the stream. Somebody, sir has mentioned quantum computing, sir has mentioned blockchain. So somebody asked blockchain is a technology which will track every small change to a data. It tracks, like he has said, if you're sending notes, IDBA bank is sending notes to its ATM from one position to another position. So there is a process to track everything there. Every chip is being tracked. So blockchain is such a technology. So you can choose a path. Say you choose artificial intelligence path. If you choose artificial intelligence path, it is a step by step. Look at what artificial intelligence is doing. Like it does Google car, it does Alexa, it does Siri. So can you do it now? You can't do it. And is it easy? No. So you'll have to go through step by step. All these emerging technologies are not easy. If it is easy, everybody will teach, everybody will do, and everybody will get a job. No, these are very difficult. What will happen is, first you will have to know statistics, lots of maths you will have to know. So from statistics, you will have to understand what is this. So you will get YouTube data. Every day you have millions of YouTube videos. How do you analyze this data? You have to know statistics. Who is watching what recommendation I should send to Anuradha, and what recommendation I have to send to Raghuram Akhilesh. So all these things, who will decide? A data engineer like you, who is sitting in YouTube, in Google Office, he will decide. How? It is learning again. First thing is how to read data, statistics. Next is machine learning. You will understand, the machine will learn what is Anuradha watching today, what will she like to watch tomorrow. So it will learn. It is machine learning. So statistics, data science, machine learning. So you will learn step by step in these 5 workshops. And at the end, you will know, you can say, I am a data science scientist. I am a machine learning engineer. I am an AI engineer. You can say that because from step 1 to step 2, you have done some exercises, and we are there. We are there in one of our websites. I'll be showing you. The faculty will be there. You can do your exercises and submit there. You can ask questions. You can form small project groups with your friend and do projects. So if you show an impressive resume where you have 4 to 5 projects, so impressive, who will say no to you? And that is what we will do. You do a workshop, you will do small project. You will do a workshop, you will do small project. Like that, you will be building your profile slowly and steadily throughout the year. And next year, when you go to 4th year, there won't be much time. 3 or 4 months, your interviews will start. But during that time also, you can become expert. Okay. So this is what you can do as part of this. And good thing is, you will have to do anyway a mini project. This you can submit as a mini project also. So you don't need to spend separately for a mini project. Everything comes with Center of Excellence. So you can do connected workshops. Choose a stream. Step 1, how to choose a stream. Which one will you like? So once you become a Center of Excellence member, we will be having an induction session. In that session, I'll be explaining to you, if you take blockchain, how much difficult it is. whether you will get a job or not. If you take data science, how much difficult it is, whether you will get job or not. Like, all these things I'll explain to you, and then you decide the stream. Okay, for me, I think cloud is good. For me, I think artificial intelligence is good. So you can go through those connected workshops. Okay, next is professional certificate and connected workshops. I'm saying you choose a stream. You choose a stream like artificial intelligence, but if you are interested, you can also go through those steps in Internet of Things. Though I don't suggest, become an expert at one. Though you know everything, become an expert at one. That's what your recruiter will look at, and that's what a human being can do. Become an expert at one. Next is professional certifications. What is professional certifications? So you can see here. So professional certifications for this year, we have calendar, right? You can see what can I learn in July, what can I learn in August. There is a calendar. On 4th you will learn this, 8th you will learn this, 12th you will learn this, 15th some Google expert will be talking to you, 22nd Accenture expert will be talking to you. Like that, there is a founder will be talking to you. Like this, there is a calendar. Then you can, depending on your interest, you can choose, I'll attend this, I'll attend this, I'll attend this. Like this, you can choose in a month. Okay, like this, our calendar is set. So these are the five certifications that we'll be giving to you. So artificial intelligence. So the five certifications that you will be having as part of this program is, one is you will be having business analytics. Say for example, you're not interested in programming. Many are not interested in programming, and that is okay. There are still high paying jobs than programmers that you will be having. Say for example, you user interface or user experience expert, right? And then you will be having the business analyst. You can become a business analyst. That means you understand what the customer is saying and tell a programmer what he has to do. There is something called business analyst. Then project management. You can also become a project manager. You can understand how projects can be conducted. Yes, you can. Even as a fresher, you can manage projects if you have a certification. And then Six Sigma, which is process. That means yesterday my process was performing at this level. Today I'll be performing even more better. You can apply it anywhere, even for your life. But the most important one I would suggest and I'll be teaching is entrepreneurship, which will start on 25th July, because it's very close to my heart. I'm an entrepreneur for past 7 years and I have lots of learnings that I want to pass it to students. This is for life, not only if you want to start up something, anything like that, but even for life, even as a consumer, even as a buyer. These principles are very important. You will be taught marketing, you will be taught sales, you will be taught funding, how to get funding, finance, how to recruit people, how to make them work. All these things you will be learning as part of entrepreneurship, and at the end you will be able to deliver a very good business plan and pitch deck, which really you can get funding if you are interested. So this will be starting on 25th July. This is about the professional certifications. So as part of Center of Excellence, you will get these 5 connected workshops and 5 professional certifications in this year. And that's it. That you are ready for an interview with this. You are ready for higher pay than the regular pay. Usually they pay 4 to 5 lakhs. How much they will pay, even 15 lakhs sometimes. If you are really good at something, say data science or machine learning, they pay around 15 lakhs for a fresher. And it's very important where you start. Say you start at 4 lakhs. Next year you get 10% hike. Then how much salary you will be getting? 4 lakhs 40,000. You start 15 lakhs or say 10 lakhs and you get 10% hike. How much you will be getting? 11 lakhs. How much it is changing? See, that will change in thousands. This will change now in lakhs. Where you start is so important. Okay, so all this you are ready. And like today's webinars, very good people will be talking to you like today's webinar. So there will be around 50 such webinars in the year. And mock interviews. How you will know how to face an interview? It's through experience. Like if somebody explains to you what are your strengths, and you explain like I'm a team player, things like that, which are very common. It doesn't interest the other person. Okay, so the other day somebody was asking what in the lockdown, or what are you missing? The HR was asking in a mock interview, what are you missing in during lockdown? Then she has immediately mentioned Halim. Okay, that's not what the HR is looking for. HR is looking for what are you bringing to my organization? That's all you learn as part of the mock interviews. And we have on this platform around 800 HR professionals. Okay, so you see the webinars and guest lectures, right? What will be the kind of people who spoke in one of our webinars. So BVR Mohan Reddy Garu, so around some 30,000 employees work for him. He spoke. And Miss Annie Matthew, she is senior director in Malaysia for Microsoft. Then we have Pete Hunter, he's management consultant from Australia. So all these people bring lots of knowledge to you. As he said, you have to every day half an hour. He said you spend, but internet will take you to so many places you will be confused. We will channel those to you. Whatever is important to you, we will channel to you. Okay, so that's what we will be doing as part of this. And going to the next, as I said, we will be also having mock interviews. So every week you see how people are performing, how HRs are giving you feedback. Then you learn. Every week you will improve. I saw that with students. Every week they keep improving, and by the time they sit in a real interview, they almost feel like I know this, I can handle this. There is no more fear when you sit in an interview. Okay, so that's how you will be trained. This much preparation is needed. Yesterday also I asked you the same question. How many years you have prepared for your MSET? 2 years. Minimum of 2 years. For job, which is for life. Where you will pay more fees, you have prepared for 2 years. Where they will pay you probably 50,000 or even 1 lakh per month. How much you have to prepare? Not even 1 year. You will have to prepare at least 1 year. And that platform is this. I think this is a phenomenal. It's a phenomenon. Students have to take this. Okay, so going back, you will have access to 800 HR professionals. We have a tie-up with something called Hyderabad Human Capital Fraternity, and these are 800 HR professionals who conduct mock interviews. You will get real HRs interview you to prepare you for the final interviews that you will get through uh, these mock interviews from HR professionals. And if you are good, I have seen even from CMR, they have offered internships then and there. And what you should not miss is the students' social network platform. So I'll be showing you shortly the students' social network platform. See, at this moment, lot of your classmates are not attending this session. Okay, any moment you are either moving forward or you are left behind. There are a lot of students today who are left behind, who haven't attended Prasanna sir's class, are left behind in some way. Every moment you are either moving forward or you are left behind. You can choose where you want to be. And this student social network is something where it will move you forward. You will not be left behind, because you know what all other students are doing, where they are moving, how fast they are moving, how many projects they are doing. You will see from those students. So either be left behind or move forward. Okay, so that's about the student network. And most importantly, through Center of Excellence, you will be completing your internships, okay, and projects. As I said, you do a workshop, you complete project, do a workshop, complete project. Like that, you can really build a portfolio, and you can choose whether you want to get into AI or data science or machine learning or Internet of Things or cloud. You can choose whichever route you want to go. Okay, and finally, you will also have Inter-College Student Fest, not only just for your CMR group, but the fest we'll be conducting inter-college across the colleges. We'll be having hackathons, ideathons, fun, and lots of stuff in Student Fest. Okay, so all this will be happening in your college through the Center of Excellence. As I said, Center of Excellence is the bridge which you can cross from academia into industry with a job. And students, you will have to be really very cautious about this. If you pass the college without a job, then it's going to be really different. You are going to find a pin in a haystack. That means haystack is a endugaddilo. You find out a pin. How difficult it is. It is like that if you go out of the college without a job. In college, somebody is there in your training and placement office who is going door to door from office to office, bringing them to interview you and then take you to job. There, nobody is there. Okay, you are in a ocean of unemployed people once you are out of the college. So this year, concentrate, do anything. I'm not saying just join the Center of Excellence, though. Even if it is mine, I can confidently say this is the best. If there are any top 3 things in this world which can help you get into a good job, I will say we are in that. There is no doubt about it. Okay, so this is the way you can get into a job. This is the best way of preparation. We will make sure you'll be completely prepared for attending a job. So even I saw that a lot of students don't attend interviews because they are not confident and their resumes are pathetic. So this website, social network website, which we'll be giving you, will be adding all webinars you have attended. It will be adding all courses you have done. It will be adding all projects you have done. So when you download the resume from the social network, it will be the best one which you can make and put it forward to an interviewer. So even the resume, from the point of resume to your behavioral skills, to your technical skills, to awareness, everything you can get from this platform. This platform is a phenomenon, and I'm confidently saying there is nothing like this to move a student from academia into industry. Okay, so going back, this is all you get with internships and project which you can submit as your mini project in your college. If you are from third year, if you moved into third year now, from second to third to fourth, you can submit as your real project, that big project. Okay, so this month, July calendar, we will be starting off 25th entrepreneurship course. And then August first week, there will be data science and machine learning first workshop, which is in statistics, which is the basis for all good courses, for data science, for machine learning, for artificial intelligence. This is the basis of that. Okay, and then you have this design thinking course, which is very important. Very many companies value, because they give this training to senior managers. That kind of training you'll be getting right now in thinking about a problem, how you think about a problem, and how you come up with various solutions, and how you decide which solution you have to take forward. That is design thinking. So these 3 are starting in next 2 weeks. So I will say, if you miss this, then the circle will come back you somewhere in January, February, probably. Then you will have to restart. There will be other classes going on in next August, September, October. But I would say don't miss this, because later on more things will come to you. Maybe you'll have to prepare for GATE, you'll have to prepare for GRE, you'll have to prepare for TOEFL. So all these come in fourth. So you start now and complete this, either for job or for higher education. For anything, your resume will look great, your knowledge will look great, your confidence will look great. Okay, so this is about it. And yesterday students were asking me how to become member. So you will have in YouTube all the details how to become member, and you can become member of the social network site. You can see that on the YouTube links down there, and in this video you can see over the link. And if you want to connect to us, there is a phone number on the YouTube link. But otherwise, if you see, they are posting you how to become how to join a WhatsApp group, and how to express your interest in joining the Center of Excellence. And many students ask me how much will it cost, and I told you yesterday, it's just like a small subscription, like Netflix subscription or something like that. All these you will get with small Center of Excellence fee, which is 2,000 rupees per year. Everything that I have shown to you, all these things which is on the left hand side, along with an internship and along with projects, all this you will get for 2,000. Anyway, you will pay some 3,000 to 4,000 for project every year. I know every student pays that, and that's a norm and that's common. But without that money also, even that you will get for free as part of the Center of Excellence. All these things, entire platform for you to gain 1 lakh per month or 50,000 per month, or if nothing, maybe 40,000 per month, you can buy in just 2,000. So I'm not sure. If you are not interested, then what you're looking for, I'm not sure. But how to join the Center of Excellence? And your college students themselves have mentioned, right, how well they're learning and they are changing. So you can probably ask for references from the students who have already joined. I can give them, but you can become WhatsApp member group through the WhatsApp number that has been provided. And you can also express your interest by filling in the feedback form. Some students have been asking the feedback form for yesterday, the feedback form for today. You can fill only once, and that is enough. And as you see on the screen, it costs 2,000 for year for everything, and there is no fee additionally in between. Not for project, not for internship, not for webinars, not for workshops, nothing. Everything you will get as part of this. Okay, so as I said, what do you get from this actually? Okay, there is no separate fee for certification. Everything you'll get. That was another question yesterday. Everything you will get certification. Whatever you do as workshop project, you will get certification. You will get merit certification or participation certification depending on how you have done. So there is no separate fee for certification, no separate expenditure for you on emerging technologies, no separate expenditure for workshops, no separate expenditure for behavioral skills, no separate expenditure for projects, no separate effort for internships, no separate effort for world class education, no separate expenditure for access to HRs. And for all this, there is only one platform, the Center of Excellence, that we have signed up with CMR colleges, the 3 colleges that are attending today. Okay, so in the end, what is it all about? It is all about your jobs. It is all about your dreams, your jobs. Okay, hope in this phase of uncertainty, we are all in this uncertainty, it will go out. But what you'll have to really, I read some news, very very important news today, is because of the visa restrictions, more jobs are coming to India. And more importantly, the jobs, see, Amazon has declared some 10,000 new jobs. And there is another organization, let me check, there is another organization, Walmart has declared some 7,000 new jobs, all for emerging technologies. So there will be more such, there are 1,400 such hi-fi companies which are doing this. So be prepared for that. There will be lots of jobs coming for freshers, especially in emerging technologies, because of visa restrictions. Everything is a blessing in disguise for us. There is opportunity in every problem. So take up this opportunity, and this is a big opportunity. You will have to grab this. You will have to grab this before we hike the price. Okay, grab this and be ready for all these opportunities which are coming from US and other countries, because we are not able to travel. Many people are not able to travel, and jobs are moving to India instead of China. Be ready for a lot of opportunities in emerging technologies, and this is the platform for that. Thank you for listening to me. And if there are any 1 or 2 questions, I will have a look at those questions. Can 4th year students also take part in the program? Of course, you can take part in the program. It is never late. It is never late. Doing late is better than never. Okay, so Santosh, there is a fast track program. You can become member of that WhatsApp group, which is being circulated to you, and you can ask questions there. Our team will answer to you. So 4th year students can also join this program. How do the HRs know that a person fits for the job within a short span of the time? They will know. Actually, if you are interviewing me, you will know whether you want to take me or not. From this, what I spoke to you, you will know whether to take me or not. So they'll definitely know, because they are seasoned. Their main job is that. Their main job is to find out whether the person is genuine or not, whether the person fits in their culture or not, whether the person has really done a project or not. It is their job to find out. And they have become seasoned professionals at it. So by the way you come, walk and sit, in that confidence itself, 50% they know what you have done, whether you are suitable or not. Okay, Anuradha ma'am. Okay, so take part in this. How do the HRs know that a person fits for the job within a short span of the time? Okay, that's what I've told you. And what are the other questions? Last day for registration. What is the last day for registration? So Gopi, there is no last day of for registration. It is rolling. You can register in September also, but what happens is you will lose the initial classes in July and August. In August, we are starting new classes related to statistics and artificial intelligence. So you will have to start off probably immediately or as soon as possible so that you can take advantages of the initial classes. For entrepreneurship, we are starting July 25th. And in August, first week, we are starting data science. The basic of the state statistics is for all data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. That is starting in August first week. So take advantage of it. Join as soon as possible in this. Actually, we will prepare for you. So whoever is asking questions for HR, for behavioral, to get through interviews. So for all these things, we will prepare you. Any other questions? Not able to see. No prerequisite to learn any course. Yeah, there is no prerequisite to learn any course. That is because they start from basics. As I said, even for learning artificial intelligence, they're starting with basic, which is statistics. Then they will teach basics of Python. So for learning anything, there will be basics. So you don't need to come up with any prerequisites. So everything will be taught from basics. Is there any mentor for personal assistance and guidance for a group of individuals? Of course, there will be lots of mentors. Vishnu sir, who is also part of this session, he is there. You can ask him, or he is a very good counselor. He will understand about your background, about your interests, and he will explain to you what courses you will have to take and which one is the right path for you. And he will explain to you. So he is the mentor, and there will be lots of other mentors from the industry who can guide you. So we'll allocate to you depending on your interest. Okay, that's about it. So can you tell your MBA college? What is about your MBA college, ma'am? Can you I didn't understand the question. Can you tell your MBA college? Okay, if you have heard us before, we ourselves have an executive MBA, which is the Blackbuck Executive MBA, which many professionals, even vice presidents, 0 years experience to 20 years of experience do that actually. So, oh, you are asking about my MBA college. My MBA college is ISB, Indian School of Business, which stands 11th in the world actually. Financial Times has ranked it 11th in the world, a very good college where we get a lot of speakers like Adi Godrej, or we get Mukesh Ambani, and many top, even Raghuram Rajan, who was RBI governor. Many learned people, many successful people, they come and talk to us in that. Like, that is how I taught all of the students, whoever they are, wherever they are studying, everybody should have access to such people. Everybody should have access to superior education. That's how I started working towards the center of excellence and giving that access to all of you students. That's about my college. Based on that, we have also designed an executive MBA. Probably if there are any fourth year students who are passing out of the college, can also think about it. You join WhatsApp and ask us questions. We have our own MBA where you can work and also do this MBA. Okay. So I think that's the last question. Students, take advantages of this opportunity. Take advantage of this opportunity. This is an opportunity. This is not an expense. This is the bridge that you will have to take from moving on from academics into industry. We have carefully built that bridge for you. Okay, whether you will cross that bridge or not is in your hands. So take advantages of this opportunity. Thanks for staying back. Thank you so much. And if there are any questions, we will address that in the WhatsApp group. Also, if you are interested, please take the feedback form and mention what is that you are interested. And if you are not interested, also fill that and tell me why you are not interested. Thank you so much, and all the best to all of you.